Welcome back to another video. This video I'm showing you the most basic recipe out there, but then it's the most versatile. It's a roasted tomato sauce, but it can be used for literally pretty much everything, from pizza topping before you put your cheese on. You can add water to it and a bit of cream and turn it into a roasted tomato soup. You can use it as a pasta sauce. The list goes on. This tomato sauce is just a base that you can use for everything. Very cheap, no preservatives, no need to buy a jar essentially. A lot of them jars are overpriced and they're all full of rubbish. So, the start of the recipe, prep my onions up first. It's easier if you top and tail, then take them off. Oh, I'm going to get washed. Give that one a good wash. I'm at home, doesn't matter. Top, tail. Slice through these onions. It has to be perfect, it's getting blended anyway. Onions sliced. Roughly sliced, good to go. Meanwhile, we can get our tomatoes prepared. Simple, just in quarters. With the tomatoes, up to you how you do it. Whether you put it in the oven on, you need to give it a really high heat. Preferably the max heat your oven really goes, because you want the skins to go really dark, almost looking burnt essentially. So, got these ones. Set them in. I'm going to use the air fryer today. No tray in the bottom. Take that tray out. All tomatoes in. Spray with your oil. Put 30 sprays, make sure they're nice and coated. Add a generous amount of black pepper. Generous pinch of salt. Perfect. Get that in your air fryer. Max crisp. I'm gonna go with 12 minutes to start off with, just to get that roasting process started. Try and get them skins having a nice colour on them. Next, garlic. Almost a full bulb of garlic. garlic on the side. I'll give this a quick wash. Then, no need to mince the garlic, it's getting blended. Nice little slice. Slice all of the garlic cloves. Garlic all sliced. Done with my chopping board now. Now this is sliced, all good to go. I'll cut across to the cooking process now. Right, now get your pan on the heat. Your tomatoes are still in the air fryer, roasting off. You want your onions and garlic. Spray your pan. Ignore the bottom of my pan, and these pans are getting a bit old now, so some of the non-sticks wearing off slightly. Bit of oil in the bottom. Get this into sweat down. You want this to sweat down until it's soft. Try not to get too much colour on the onions. In the meantime, you can open your tins of tomatoes. I buy, for tomato sauces, I always buy plum tomatoes, cheapest of the cheap. Don't have to spend a lot of money on your plum tomatoes. You can use chopped, but I find the nicer sauce comes from plum tomatoes in the tin. Give that a stir. Get these tins opened. The onions are practically sweat down now. All I'm going to do is add a little splash of water from the kettle. Just helps with that sweating down process. Sweating down. Check out on our tomatoes. Right, so our tomatoes have been in 12 minutes. They're currently looking like this. We need to take them a bit further than that, get them a bit darker. So I'm probably going to put them in for the same time again. But I'll keep an eye out, so another 12 minutes on max crisp, which is 240. There we go, this is all swept down pretty nicely now. Add add your plum tomatoes. That's 2 400-gram tins of chopped tomatoes. Plum tomatoes, sorry. You can use chopped though if you prefer. I'll turn that down to quite a low simmer. Let that simmer away until the tomatoes are finished roasting in the air fryer. I'll cut back to when the tomatoes are finished roasting. Right, the tomatoes are finished roasting. It was actually 2 minutes less, so I put them in for 12 minutes on max crisp. Give them a little shake, put them back in for another 10 minutes on max crisp, and got the desired roast on them. They look quite dark, almost look burnt, but they're not, believe me. It's sort of like a caramelization almost by the time it's blended, and it makes the sauce really, really rich. So I've had the tomato sauce simmering in the meantime. Now it's time for the blending stage. So all I'll do is I'll add my onion and garlic mix with all my plum tomatoes into a bowl big enough to blend. Get all the little bits out. And then all my roasted tomatoes with all the juices and all the scrapings from the bottom will go in over the top. Then, so at this stage, I've got 1.3 kilos worth of tomato sauce for something that roughly cost me about £3 in ingredients. This is without adding water at the end. This is just for the tomato sauce alone. I'm not pricing in the cost of basil, salt and pepper, just because it's a general kitchen item. So at this stage I would add fresh basil, but every supermarket near me, not one supermarket had fresh basil for some reason, so I'm using dried for today. I just give it a generous sprinkle, probably about 2 teaspoons worth over the top, and then always add a pinch of sugar. I'm going to be using sweetener just because of the calorie saving. I'll probably put 1 tablet of sweetener into this because it's they're quite sweet, them sweeteners, and plus tomatoes are sweet. Don't add salt until the very end when you're tasting the final product, because you put salt on your tomatoes before they went in the air fryer. So I ended up covering the whole side in tomato sauce. Right, it's been blended. We've got a fairly nice consistency. Could have reduced the plum tomatoes a little bit more if you wanted the sauce a bit thicker. So at this stage, the sauce is sort of tomato sauce consistency for pasta, or even for pizza bases. After you've got it to this stage, you can do anything you want with it. Pasta sauce, pizza bases, and then if you want to turn it into a soup, add a little bit of water, a little bit of cream, you'll have yourself a nice tomato soup. So it's very versatile. All I do, put it in portions of say 400, 500 grams, like you get out of the size of a packet, a jar sauce, and I'll freeze it in freezer bags. Take it out of the freezer whenever you want. add it to any recipe, bolognese, chili con carne. You can add just a bit of chili to it, obviously, for the chili con carne. It's quite a versatile recipe. All I do now is season, salt, pepper to taste. It's already got enough salt in it from what I put on the tomatoes, to be honest. I'm going to add one sweetener to it just to give it a bit of sweetness. But there you have a simple roasted tomato sauce. You can keep it in the freezer, use it as and when you need, use it for soup, pasta, whatever you like. If you like this video, give it a like and subscribe.